Hello students, today we are going to study about asexual modes of reproduction in organisms. Under our chapter How do organisms reproduce? Let us study the definition of reproduction. First of all, reproduction is a process by which the living organisms can give birth to young ones, and the young ones produced by themselves may or may not be similar. Now, what is the importance of reproduction? Why it is necessary? This process is necessary for the survival and for the continuation of a race or a species. So it increases the population of a species. If organisms doesn't reproduce, their population decreases and the species will become extinct. Organisms create carbon copies of themselves by the presence of this particular molecule, that is DNA. The DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, is a molecule which is present in the chromosomes in the nucleus of a cell, and this DNA is the genetic material that is responsible for the transmission of characters from one generation, from parents to the offsprings, or from one generation to the another generation. During reproduction, the reproductive cells, that is the gametic cells, produce two copies of DNA which separate into two cells. Now the DNA copies will be similar, but they may not be identical. So the new individuals that are produced, they have slight variations from the parents. This is the basis of variations and evolution of new species. Now, what is the importance of variations? During reproduction, variations come in individuals. During sexual reproduction, some changes occurs due to the environment, climate, or any other environmental factor. The changes may lead to variations. If there are variations in some individuals of a species, they may be able to survive. The changes in the environment may take place. So the variations in the species necessary for the survival of a particular species, and the variations are also responsible for the evolution of a new species. Now we have the types of reproduction. There are two types of reproduction. One is sexual reproduction and another one is asexual reproduction. Now, asexual mode of reproduction is a mode in which the new individuals are produced from the single parent. Here the new individuals are produced from the single parent. One parent is involved here. But in case of sexual mode of reproduction, the two individuals are involved to produce the new individuals. In asexual reproduction, gametes may or may not be produced, but in sexual, gametes are produced always. Always gametes are produced. Variations may take place in sexual, and in asexual, very less chances of variations are there. The individuals produced in this asexual mode of reproduction are similar to their parents, but in sexual mode of reproduction, variations may take place. Variations, there are chances of variations. Now, there are various type of asexual modes of reproduction that we are going to study today. The various modes are fission, budding, regeneration, fragmentation, spore formation, and vegetative propagation. Let us start with the very first, that is a fission. Fission is the asexual reproduction by which the unicellular organisms. Now, what are unicellular? Which are made up of single cell, like amoeba. Okay. The unicellular organisms like amoeba, it divides to produce two or more individuals. When it produces two individuals, such a division is known as when the body of the organism divides into two individuals. Firstly, the nucleus divides and then the cytoplasm division takes place. Cytoplasmic division takes place. Such a division is known as binary fission. It occurs in amoeba and paramecium. As shown in the figure, multiple fission. Multiple fission, as the name suggests, that the division into many daughter cells. The body of the organism divides into many daughter cells. And the example is Plasmodium. In the Plasmodium, that is a malarial parasite, the organism develops minute cells. The single cell divides into many nuclei or the many daughter cells and is surrounded by a cyst wall. Okay, so there are two type of fission. One is binary fission and other one is multiple fission that occurs in amoeba, paramecium and plasmodium. Next we have budding. In this method, a small bud or a small projection develops over the body of the parent amoeba, a parent hydra. Okay, here the example is a hydra. One example is hydra and another one is yeast. In the case of yeast, a small bud develops on the new on the parent that develops into the new individual or the new ones. Now this small bud as shown in this figure, we have, this is a bud over the hydra. This is a hydra, this is a parent hydra, and over this parent hydra we have a small bud that develops and matures and it detaches from its parent and develops into a complete organism. There is another example of budding is yeast. In the yeast, a small bud develops over the body of the parent organism and it detaches on maturation from the parent organism. Now the third method is regeneration. In this method, a small part of the body is cut and broken into many pieces. Each piece develops into a new individual. Example is hydra and planaria. Starfish is also example in which the lost part of the body develops into the lost part of body develops again. So here the diagram is shown that we have, this one is planaria. Here we have planaria. Planaria. This is example of planaria. And here we have hydra. The hydra also divides into two individuals, into two pieces, which develops into complete organisms. So next we have, this is a regeneration. Next one is fragmentation. Now fragmentation, as it the name says, that the body of a simple multicellular organism like Spirogyra. Spirogyra is a alga. Okay, it is a alga that when divides into or it breaks into many smaller pieces, on maturation each fragment develops into new individual. It is a filamentous algae as shown in the figure or the diagram. It is a filamentous alga. Now this filamentous alga upon breakdown develops into complete new individual. The next we have spore formation. In this method, the structures like sporangia. On the sporangiophore, the structure like sporangium that produces tiny spores, which bear tiny spores. These spores, when comes in contact with the moist surface, these spores when come in contact with the moist surface, they develops into new individuals. The example is rhizopus. Okay, and the penicillium is also the example. And the last one is vegetative propagation. As from the name, it is clearly indicated that vegetative part of the plant, the part other than the root, stem and the leaves, the part the part that is vegetative part of the plant other than the reproductive parts, root, stem and leaves, these are the vegetative parts of the plant. From these parts, when the new plant develops, that is termed as vegetative propagation. For example, from the roots, in case of sweet potato, dahlia, the organism, the new plant develops from the roots. And from stem we have ginger and potato. And in the diagram it is very clearly shown that we have the bryophyllum, the bud that is present on the notches of the leaf, on the margin of the leaves, that develops into the complete organism as shown to us in the left figure. So this is a diagram of the bryophyllum leaf that develops from the bryophyllum leaf that develops into the new, from the notches of this leaf, the new leaf or the new plant will develop, that develops from the bud which are present at the notches. Okay, now these buds when reach to the surface, soil, then they develops into the new individual, new plant. Plants reproduced by the vegetative propagation are very significant, we can say. They produce, as they produce flowers and fruits earlier. So this vegetative propagation is of great importance, as it also helps in producing seedless plants. The plants doesn't produce seeds like rose and jasmine, banana. So those plants which are unable to produce seeds, it helps in propagation of such plants. Vegetative propagation can be done artificially by cutting, layering and grafting, and it can be done naturally. So these are the methods. So vegetative propagation is a development of the new plant when the new plants are produced from the vegetative part of the plant, that is root, stem and leaves. Okay, and when the new organism is produced, new plant is produced from the reproductive part, that is termed to be sexual reproduction. So these all are the methods of asexual mode of reproduction.